31 to 35. What is the average number of pendants sold by store R? March, April, July and then August. March, April, July, August. First two and then last two. Asked about average pendant in store R. In March it is 280, April 700, 280, 700, 980. Last two, we have 980 already. If we add 20, that becomes 1000. In July we have 560. Take 20 from 560, that becomes 1000. Keep it aside. Here you have 540. 540 and then this is 380. 540, 380. 920. Total 1920. You're asked about average divided by 4. 1920 divided by 4. For time being, let's make it 2000 minus 80. 2000 by 4, 500 minus 80 by 4, 20. 500 minus 20, 480. Next, the number of pendants sold by store S decreases by what percent from April to June? April to June, yes. Yes. In April it is 560 and June it is 300. 560 decreases to 300. 560 decreases to 300, decreases by 260, as you are asked about percentage into 100. 260 by 560 into 100. 50% of denominator, 280. But we have 260. Answer is less than 50%. Look at your options. 4 options are there. 50% is equal to 280. From this, you need to subtract 20 so that it becomes 260, our numerator. Look at the denominator and tell me what about 10%, 56. 1%, 5.6. 2%, 11.2. 4%, 20, 2.4. But you need to subtract 20 only. So you need to subtract less than 4%. If it is 4%, answer would be 46%. So answer is near about 46%. You have only one option. 46 3 by 7. Next, 33. Out of the total number of pendants sold by store R and S together in August, only 39% are made of pure silver. What is the number of pure silver pendants sold by store R and S together in August? What percent it is? 39%. You need to calculate 39% of some number. Answer will be 39%. Should be a multiple of 39. Should be a multiple of 3 as well as multiple of 13. Then only it will be 39 multiple. How many 3 multiples are there? First option, is that 3 multiple? Second option? Yes. Third option? Yes. Fourth? Yes. All are 3 multiples. And you need to identify 13 multiple. Instead of that, it is better to calculate. 13 multiple tough kada, pratidi manual ga cheyali. Time taking process, let's leave it. R and S in August. In the month of August. In the month of August, R is 380 and it is 520. 380, 520, 900. So you need to calculate 39% of 900 or 900% of 39. 900% in the sense 9 times. 39 9 times is your answer. 39 10 times minus 39 1 time. 39 10 times is 390 minus 39 1 time, which is 39. So 390 minus 39. Instead of subtracting 39, you subtract 40, add 1. 390 minus 40, 350 plus 1, 351. Or else you can go for 9 multiple also. How many 9 multiples are there? Only 1. That itself is your answer. Because you are trying to calculate 900% of 39 or 39% of 900. When you are calculating 900%, answer will be 9 multiple and you have only one 9 multiple. Hey. 34. Number of pendants sold by store are in June. Are in June. What it is? 420. 420. Is what percent of the number of pendants sold by store S in March? S in March. S in March is 640. Right. 420 is what percent of 640 into 100? What is difference between numerator and denominator? 220, right? Not possible. If you have 430, you can do it. Fine. What is 50%? Look at your options for 63, 69, 55, 57, 65. Right. What is 50%? 320. Again you need to add 100 to make it 420. What about 10%? 64. Half of 64? 64 plus 32, 96. Still you need to add something more. So 96 is 15%, but you need to add 100. That should be definitely more than 15%. So answer will be near about 65%, but more than 65. Look at your options. Only one. 65 5 by 8. What is the respective ratio between total number of pendants sold by R and S together in May and the total number of pendants sold by the same stores together in June? May versus June. Right. In May, we need to add both the values. 340 and it is 740. 340, 740. 1080 divided by, and other value in June. In June we have one value 300, the other one 420. Total 720. First of all 0 gets cancelled. And then 9 multiple, both are 9 multiples, right? 9, this is 12 times and this is 8 times. 12 by 8, cancellation with 4, 3 by 2, 3 is to 2. (36) 2/5 of voters promised to vote for P and the rest promised to vote for Q. Of these, on the day, 15% of the voters went back of their promise to vote for P and 25% of the voters went back on their promise to vote for Q. And if P lost by 2 votes, then the total number of votes, right? So out of total population or total voters, 2/5 have promised to vote for P. What about 2/5 in terms of percentage? 40%. So for P, 40% have agreed to vote for P. What about remaining percentage? So these 60% are going to vote for Q because we have only 2 contestants. But on the day of voting, 15% of the voters went back on their promise to vote for P. So P should get 40% actually. But on the day of voting, 15% of this number went back on their promise. In the sense they are not going to vote for P. What about first calculate 15% of 40? 6%. So these 6% of the population or voters are not going to vote for P, but they are going to vote for Q. So Q gets plus 6%. Right? Next, on the other hand, and 25% of the voters went back on their promise to vote for Q. Q should get 60%. 60% of the population or voters have promised to vote for Q. But on that day, 25% of this number, what it is? 15. 15. So 25% of this number went back on their promise. So 15%, 25% of this number is 15. So they are not going to vote for Q, but they are going to vote for P. Right. This is what they get. So P is getting 49%, obviously Q gets 51%. Need not to calculate this. Because total should be equal to 100%, right? Yes or no? Right. What about the difference here? Q lost by 2% of the votes. P lost by 2% of the votes. And in terms of number of votes, P lost by 2 votes. So 2% is equal to 2 votes, 100% is equal to 100 votes. Next 37. A man earns X% on the first 2,000 and Y% on the rest of his income. If he earns 700 rupees from income of 4,000 and 900 rupees from the income of 5,000, find X%. Right. So in the first case his income is 7,000. Out of 7,000, for first 2,000 he is going to get X%. On the rest he is going to get Y%. But total income in first case is 7,000. Sorry, how much? 4,000. He is getting 700 rupees from the income of 4,000. Out of 4,000, for first 2,000 rupees he will get X%, and on remaining 2,000 rupees he will get Y%. Right? Yes or no? And in first case he got 700 rupees as his income, or his commission you can say, and he got 900 rupees from his income of 5,000. Out of first 5,000 rupees, on first 2,000 he is going to get X%, and remaining amount, what is remaining amount? 3,000. Now I will divide 3,000 as 2,000 rupees plus 1,000 rupees. Is that okay? Right. On this total amount he is going to get Y%, and total commission in second case becomes 900. Right. In first 2,000, in first case he is getting 2,000 X% on 2,000, and in second case also total out of 5,000 rupees on first 2,000 he is getting X%. What is extra amount we have in second case? Right. On 1,000 rupees what percent we are getting? Y%. Extra amount in second case is 1,000 rupees. On this we are getting Y%. And what about his commission increased in second case? 200. That is because of this 1,000 rupees extra amount only, right? Yes or no? So out of 1,000 he is getting 200 rupees. Out of 1,000 extra amount he is getting 200 rupees as his commission. Then what about Y%? 20%. Yes or no? So Y value is equal to 20%. Now you can take either first case or second case to calculate X%. Let me take first case. On 2,000, calculate 20%. How much it is? 400. But what is his total commission in first case? 700. Out of 700 rupees, he is getting 400 rupees from the second part, but obviously he'll get 300 rupees from the first part. Yes or no? Right. So what about 300 rupees out of 2,000 in terms of percentage? 15%. 10% is 200, 5% is 100, so 300 is 15%. So X value is 15%. $38. A watch dealer incurs an expenses of 150 for producing every watch. So cost price of every watch is 150. He also incurs an additional expenditure of 30,000, which is independent of the number of watches produced. So whether you prepare one watch or 1,000 watches or n number of watches, that extra 30,000 rupees is fixed expenditure. So if he is able to sell a watch during the season, he sells it for 250 rupees. If he fails to do so, he has to sell each watch for 100 rupees. Right. What about initial cost price of each watch? 150. So cost price of one watch is equal to 150. What about selling price? During season he is going to sell it for 250 rupees on season. Off season 100 rupees. So if he sell the watch during the season period, he will get 100 rupees profit. If he sells the same watch in off season, he will get 50 rupees loss. Right? And to calculate total cost price, one watch cost price is 150. If you prepare 100 watches, can you tell me what is total cost price? 150 into 100 plus 30,000. Plus 30,000. That 30,000 rupees is fixed expenditure. Whether you prepare one watch or 100 watches or n number of watches. Suppose if you prepare only one watch, what about total cost price? 30,150. Two watches, 150 into 2, 300 plus 30,000. So 30,000 is fixed expenditure, right? So this is what information so far. Now, 38, question number 38. If he is able to sell only 1200 watches out of 1500, he has made in the season, then he has made a profit of, you need to calculate total profit, right? Now, during season, out of 1500 watches, he is able to sell 1200 during season period, and off season 300 rupees. Okay? Now, during season, on every watch, how much profit you will get? 100 rupees. During season, he is able to sell 1200 watches. So, for every watch, he will get 100 rupees profit. For 1200 watches, he will get 1200 into 100. This much profit. Plus. Is that okay? Right. This is off season. In off season, on every watch, he will get 50 rupees loss. During off season, a person is going to sell 300 watches. On every watch, he will get 50 rupees loss. Out of 300 watches, he will get 300 into 50 rupees loss. 300 into 50. 15,000 rupees loss. Minus 15,000. Right? This is with respect to only cost price. But we have 30,000 rupees extra expenditure. Yes or no? So you need to subtract even that 30,000 expenditure from this profit only, right? Because we have considered only one watch selling price here with one watch cost price. But 30,000 extra expenditure is fixed. And you need to subtract that also. So total how much it is? 15,000 minus 30,000 minus 45,000. You need to subtract 45,000 from 1,20,000. Answer is 75,000. So he will get 75,000 rupees profit. Instead of this, if you want to go for the basic concept of profit and loss, during season he is going to sell 1200 watches and each watch costs 250 rupees, and during off season he is going to sell 300 watches and each watch costs 100 rupees. This is total selling price. And total cost price of 1500 watches. 1500 watches and cost price of each watch is 150 rupees, plus we have some extra expenditure which is 30,000. You need to calculate these two values and then go for difference, which is not at all required if you go for this method. This is simple addition and subtraction. Next, 39. If he produces 1500 watches, what is the number of watches that he must sell during the season in order to break even? Break even is the point where cost price will be equal to selling price. No profit, no loss. NPNL case. Given that he is able to sell all the watches produced. Right. So, what do we do? Enyadam. Come on. Answer to question? Answer to question, or do you have any other method? Go for allegation. Go for allegation. What is total? They are expecting break-even point. Yes or no? Break-even point in the sense the selling price will be equal to cost price, and he is going to sell 1500 watches. During season, if he sells every watch, he is going to sell it for 250 rupees. and off season he will sell it for 100 rupees. Okay? Now, how many total watches he has? 1500. 1500. Wait a minute. Break even. ఏదో అనుకున్నానే. Yes, this is what? What is total cost price when you prepare 1500 watches? 1500 into 150 plus 30,000, right? What is this? What is 250? Selling price of one watch, right? What is this? Selling price of one watch. This is during season and this is during off season. You want to have no profit no loss case, right? So basically, if to prepare one watch, if you are getting only 150 rupees as your total expenditure, you must take only 150 rupees here. But you have 30,000 extra expenditure. You must get that 30,000 extra expenditure by selling 1500 watches, but here we are taking only price of only one watch. So by selling 1500 watches, if you need to get 30,000 rupees for one watch, that will be 30,000 by 1500. 1500 watches అమ్మినప్పుడు 30,000 rupees extra రావాలి. ఒక వాచ్ మీద ఎంత రావాలి? 30,000 by 1500. How much it is? 20 rupees. 20 rupees. So the total price becomes 150 plus 20, that becomes 170. Go for allegation here. How much it is? 70. And how much it is? 80. 70 is to 80, that is equal to 7 is to 8. So I'll write as 7 parts during seasonal business and 8 parts during off season. Total number of parts 15 parts. Total number of watches 1500. 15 parts is equal to 1500. 7 parts is equal to 700. You're asked about 700. See, I'm getting 170 rupees as 150 plus. I need to get 30,000 rupees extra expenditure by selling 1500 watches. For one watch, that will be 30,000 by 1500. 150 plus 20, 170. Go for allegation, you'll get it. The same you will get in using other way also. Total cost price 1500 into 150 plus 30,000 fixed expenditure. You will get this by selling watches during season and during off season. If you sell 1500 watches during seasonal business, during season, on every watch you will get 250 rupees. For 1500 watches you will get 1500 into 250 during season. If you sell 1500 watches during off season, the total selling price becomes 1500 into 100. Calculate values, go for allegation, again you will get 7:8. I don't want to take large numbers here. This is cost price or selling price of 1500 watches, but here we are taking one watch. Yes or no? One watch in the sense I need to divide this number with 1500. How much that will be? 250 divided by 1500. How much it is? 100 divided by 1500. 1500 into 150 divided by 1500, that will be 150 plus 30,000 divided by 1500. That's what we have. Instead of using large numbers, using the selling price of one watch, we are getting it. Or else you can even go for answer to question also. But this is best one. Next, 40th. In a mixture of 35 liters, the ratio of milk to water is 4:1. If 5 liters of water is added to the mixture, then the ratio of milk to water changes to a new ratio, of course. If we want the ratio of milk and water to change back to the original value, how much milk is to be added now? Now, milk and water. Initially we have 35 liters. In 35 liters content, we have milk and water in the respective ratio 4:1. So milk will be 4 parts and water is 1 part. Total 5 parts. 5 parts is 35. 1 part is, so water will be 7 liters and milk will be 28. 28 is to 7. What ratio it is? 4:1. To this quantity, you are adding 5 liters of water. After that, you will get some other ratio. But how much quantity of milk is to be added to this container so that you will get again 4:1 ratio. In initial container, we have milk to water in the ratio of 4:1, and even in final container also we are expecting 4:1 ratio. So whatever we are adding now, that should be also in the respective ratio 4:1. Yes or no? In this particular ratio, milk occupies 4 parts, water occupies 1 part. What about 1 part here? 5 liters. Then 4 parts? Yes, you need to add 20 liters of milk. If you have any doubt, add everything. This is 48 and this is 12, which is 4:1. In initial container, we have the ratio 4:1. And final container also, we are expecting 4:1 ratio. So whatever you are adding, that should be also in the respective ratio 4:1. Water is 1 part, which is 5 liters. Milk occupies 4 parts, which is 20 liters. అర్థమైందా? మీ ఫైనల్గా ఎగ్జామ్లో, థియరీ ఎగ్జామ్లో 80% రావాలి. ఇంటర్నల్ ఎగ్జామ్ 80% వచ్చింది. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎంత పర్సెంట్ వస్తే ఓవరాల్గా 80% వస్తుంది. అదే ఇక్కడ మాట్లాడా. ఇంటర్నల్ 4:1 ఉంది ఆల్రెడీ. ఫైనల్లో కూడా 4:1 ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇంకా యాడ్ చేసేది ఏ రేషియోలో యాడ్ చేస్తే 4:1 అవుతుంది? 4:1 యాడ్ చేయాలి. వాటర్ 1 part according to the ratio, which is 5 liters. Milk is 4 parts, which is 20 liters. Next. Neha's percentage is 1/3 of her aunt's percentage. Neha's brother is 18 years older to Neha. The respective ratio between the percentages of Neha's brother and Neha's aunt is 17:24. What is Neha's percentage? Right. Brother's age to aunt's age ratio is given as 17:24. I want Neha's age also. Neha's age is 1/3 of aunt's percentage. 1/3 of this is 8 parts. So that will be 8 parts, 17 parts brother's age, 24 parts aunt's age. What is difference between Neha's age and her brother's age? 18 years. And in terms of number of parts, 9 parts. So 9 parts is equal to 18, right? Yes or no? 1 part is equal to 2 years. You asked about Neha's age. Neha's age is 8 parts, which is 16 years. Answer 16. 9 parts is equal to 18. 8 parts is equal to how much? 16 years. So basically for this question, your answer should be 8 multiple. Because look at here, aunt's age is 24 parts. Neha's age should be 1/3 of it. which is 8 parts, answer should be 8 multiple. You have two 8 multiples, 24 and then 16. Both are 8 multiples. So if you have only one 8 multiple, you need not even solve this. Here itself we can close it. The next, a rectangular plot 33 meters long and 29 meters broad has two concrete crossroads running in the middle of it, one parallel to length and another parallel to its breadth. The rest of the plot is used as lawn. What is the width of, if the width of each crossroad is 6 meters, what is the area of the lawn? Right, look at here. This is rectangular plot whose length is 33 meters and breadth is 29 meters. We have two concrete roads here in middle of it, one parallel to length and another parallel to its breadth, and the width of the road is given as 6 meters. This is also 6 meters. And the other area, this one, this is used as lawn. You are asked about lawn area. If at all, if you are given the same condition and if you are asked about lawn area, your answer is, what is length of the actual rectangle? 33. And breadth? 29. What is width of the road? Subtract 6 from length and breadth. This is your answer. 33 minus 6 into 29 minus 6. 33 minus 6, how much it is? 27. And how much it is? 23. You can treat this number as 25 plus 2. And this is 25 minus 2. A plus b into a minus b, right? A square minus b square. 25 square minus 2 square. 625 minus 4. 621. This is your answer. If you are asked about the remaining area, the rectangle area minus road area. Rectangle area will be 33 into 29 minus road area. Length of the road is? Length of the road. Width kaadu nenu adigindi. 33. One parallel to length, right? So length of the rectangle is 33. So length of the road also be 33. And width is 6. So the road area will be 33 into 6. One road is over. This is over. We have covered the road which is parallel to length. Now breadth. How much is breadth of the rectangle? 29. So this is also 29. And width is 6. So you need to also subtract 29 into 6. But the cross section area is covered in lengthwise over breadthwise also. So we have counted it for 2 times. So you need to add that. So add. This is square, right? 6 into 6. Let me treat as 6 square. Out of these two numbers, 33 is common, right? Yes or no? Take 33 common. 29 minus 6. 23 minus 29 into 6 plus 6 square. Both are 6 multiples. Let me take minus 6 common. That will be 29 minus 6. 23. Both are 23 multiples. 23 into 33 minus 6. 20. Right, last but one step. We are asked about the lawn area, the remaining area apart from road. Subtract width of the road from length and from breadth and multiply those two numbers. For any number. Next, 43. ABC start a business in which A contributes 2/9 of the total profit, total investment in the business, and C contributes as much as A and B together. That statement conveys C invested 50% of the total investment. C contributes as much as A and B together. In the sense, C invested 50% of the total. Yes or no? Right. Now, the total profit at the end of the year was 6,300. What was B's profit share in rupees? Right. A contributes 2/9 of the total investment. 2/9. What is denominator? So let's say total investment is 9 parts. So A, B, C. All three are going to invest 9 parts. Out of 9 parts, A invests 2/9 they said. So this guy itself will invest 2 parts. Out of total, C is going to invest 50%. 50% of 9 parts is 4.5 parts. Or else like 4.5 parts. A plus B should also be equal to 4.5 parts. A already invested 2 parts. So B is going to invest 2.5 parts. Multiply every number with 2. This is 4. I don't want to use decimal here. I want to eliminate here. So I want to multiply every number with 2. So this is 4, this is 5, and this is 9. So respective ratio becomes 4:5:9. So profit sharing ratio between A, B, C becomes 4:5:9. Total number of parts 18 parts, and B gets 5 parts. Total profit in terms of rupees 6,300. 18 parts is equal to 6,300. 5 parts is equal to how much? Answer should be 5 multiple or 5 multiples. I want horizontal comparison. Forget about zeros. You can adjust zeros later. 18 divided by 2. 9 into how much will be equal to 63? Into 7. So this number divided by 2. Calculate. This number divided by 2 into 7 into 100. Yes? This number divided by 2 into 7. 2.5 7 times. 17.5. 17.5 into 100. 1750. Or else you need to go for cross multiplication, which takes time. 44. A bag contains 4 red balls, 7 green balls, and 7 blue balls. If 3 balls are picked at random, what is the probability that one of them is red and 2 of them are blue in color? So how many balls we have in total? 18. And you need to select 3 balls out of 18. So total number of outcomes becomes 18C3. Out of those 3 balls, 1 should be red. How many red balls we have? 4. And we are expecting 1 red ball. It can be done in 4C1 ways. And 2 should be blue. How many blue balls we have? 7. That can be done in 7C2 ways. 4 into 7 into 6 by 2 into 18, 17, 16 by 3 into 2 into 1. That is again 6. 6 how many times? 3 times. 3 2's 6 cancel. Yes or no? 4 how many times? 4 times. 7 by 17 4 times. 17 double 17 double 34 double 68. 7 by 68. Or else you have only one number which starts with 7, right? Numerator number should be 7, right? Only one number, need not to calculate denominator also. Because we don't have 7 multiples in denominator, so 7 will be there in numerator itself. Next, 45. Naisa gave 25% of her money to her mother. Naisa's mother spends 2/5 of the amount. So out of 25%, mother is going to spend 2/5. What about 1/5? 5. 2/5? 10%. Out of 25%, if mother spends 10%, remaining amount with mother should be 15% on furnishing. From the remaining amount, what is remaining amount? 15%. Naisa's mother keeps 3/4 of the amount aside for her annual health checkup. What about remaining amount? 1/4. 1/4 of what? 1/4 of 15%. This is what remaining amount with Naisa's mother now. And Naisa's mother is now left with 750. This is equal to 750. How much money did Naisa have initially? In the sense you are asked about 100%. 15 how many times? 5 0 times. So 1% is equal to 50 into 4, 200. 10% is 2000. 100% is 20,000. Clear? Next, 46 to 50, quadratic. Any particular question? Sure. Right, 241 divided by 6. 6 4 times. 6 4 times 24. 640 times 240. 241 or 241 and the same. So this is equal to 40. This is under root 144, right? Near about 12. 40 12 times 480. Minus how much is equal to 400? Out of 480 you need to subtract 80, then it becomes 400, right? So you need to subtract 80. Third option answer. Right. 30% of this number. What about 10%? 89.3. 30% in the sense 89.3 into 3 only, right? Yes or no? For time being, keep 0.3 aside. 0.3 into 3, that becomes 1. Yes. 89 3 times. 93 times minus 3. 93 times 270 minus 3. 267 plus 1. 268. So this value is 268. Take this 268 to right hand side. Minus 268. Middle number is 300, right? You need to take difference of 332 and 268. This is 32 more and this is 32 less. Difference is 64. X into 4 is equal to 64. X is equal to 64 by 4, which is 16 times. Clear? Next. Come on, let's do that. 543 divided by 16 into 30 minus how much is equal to 30 square. Take this minus x to right hand side, that becomes plus x. Take 30 square to left hand side, that becomes minus 30 square. Take 30 common. This is 30 multiple, this is also 30 multiple, right? Take 30 common. You have 543 by 16 minus 30. Take again 16 common. 543 minus 30 into 16. 30 60 480. 543 minus 480. 63. 16 how many times? Near about 4 times. 120. Answer is near about 120. You have 120. Next, 54. You can treat this number 620 as 621, right? Divided by 9. Because I have denominator 9, I want to change 620 as 621. So that this becomes 9 multiple. This becomes 9 multiple. 9 7 times 63. 9 70 times 630. So this is near about 630. 9 less than 630. So that should be 1 time less than 70 times. That will be 69. 69 minus 18 into how much is equal to 15. Take minus 18x to right hand side, becomes plus. Take positive 15 to left hand side, that becomes minus 15. So it becomes 54. 18x is equal to 54, x is equal to 3. Next, 55 divided by x, right? Okay. Let me write that number as 16 by x whole square is equal to 6 by 3 whole square. Okay? Both the exponents are same, right? So base value should be equal. You have 6 here and denominator half of that. You have 16 here, denominator should be half of 16, which is 8. Next, 56 to 60. 50. 56. Osta, before 58. I think go for difference. How much it is? 8. How much it is? 64. And here 216. 2 cube, 4 cube, 6 cube, 8 cube. Next, I don't want to calculate it. What is next number? What is 10 cube? So 1807 minus 1000 is 807 answer, right? 8 cube చేసి దీన్ని యాడ్ చేయకంటే నెక్స్ట్ 10 cube 1000 సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ 1000 ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ నెంబర్ 807 ఈజ్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్. ఇటు నుంచి వెళ్ళినా కానీ అదే వస్తుంది, అంతే కదా. నెక్స్ట్ ఎనీ అదర్ నెంబర్ 58. 58. This is divided by 4. This is divided by 2. This is divided by 1. This is divided by 3 by 4. No, 4 by 3. లాజిక్ ఏం లేదు కదా. ఇంటూ 1/4 ఇంటూ 1/4 ఇంటూ 2/4 ఇంటూ ఎవరు చెప్పింది? అమ్మాయిలు చెప్పారా? ఏమై అమ్మాయిలు చెప్పారంట. పాపం కనీసం ఈ ఆనందాన్న ఎవరండి ఇచ్చేయకుండా ఉండాలయా, అది అట్లా ఉండాలి స్పోర్టివ్గా. అమ్మాయిలే చెప్పారు, ఒప్పుకుంటున్నాం. కమాన్, బట్ వెరీ గుడ్ లాజిక్, రైట్? బాగుంది. నెక్స్ట్ బాగుందన్నది లాజిక్ని, మీరు మీ వెరివేశాలు. కమాన్, ఎనీ అదర్ క్వశ్చన్? నో. అమ్మా 60. I think this is also difference, gradual increase, right? Should be difference. 3, 14, 36, 60, 11, అయిపోయింది. 22, 33. Next should be 44. So you need to add 113. Add 113 to this number, I think. Yes or no? 247 answer. Yes, second option. Any other question? 61 to 65. No? Easy ga unda? Any particular question in 61 to 65? Ma? 64. Paper it amma. Number of passengers traveling by Gati in May 2013 was 10%. 10% more than the number of passengers travel. Hey, sure. 2013. January, June. Okay. And this is about May. Gati in 2013 May was 10% more than the number of passengers traveling by the same train June 2013. How many children traveled by Gati in May 2013 if they were 30% of the total number of passengers of Gati in the same month? 30%, so answer should be 3 multiple. First option, is that 3 multiple? First option 21, 3 multiple. Second option, no. Third option, yes. You have to solve it. Come on. Gati in 2013 we have 26 total number of passengers. 26 number is given in ఎక్కడిచ్చారు? నోట్లో ఇచ్చారు, రైట్. సో in June we have 26,000 total passengers. Number of passengers traveling by Gati in May 2013 was 10% more than this. What about 10%? 2600. So add 2600, that will be 28,600. These are total number of passengers in the month of May in that particular train. and children's are they were given as 30%. 10% is this much. Yes, 30% is into 3. 2860 into 3. Your answer should end with 80. How many numbers are there? You have to solve it. Come on, I pin. 2000 into 3. 6000. 800 3 times. 2400. 6000 plus 2400. 8400. 63 times. 180. 8400 plus 180. 8580. 8580. Or else you treat this number 2860 as 140 less than 3000. 3 times of this number. 9000 minus 420. Answer 8580. That's it. Any other question?